because this is complete bullshit. Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Snake Oil or Not, a weekly video in which I review a random plugin and check out if it's good or not, if it's snake oil or not. I was thinking today which one I should review, and then I opened YouTube and this was on my screen. So the Abbey Reverb plates, and it's a 17 minutes long video. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it right now.
I'll give you an idea real quick of what it sounds like without this one and what it does to the vocal on the verse here when it's in. So the vocal without any effects on it sounds like this.
Holy crap, look at that image. Look at this. So you can see what the plate is doing, I think. Well, if we are looking at the image, you see it's in a room with tiles that have dropped off. They did a good job on the image and on the looks. Amazing. Also the buttons and stuff. It's amazing. Although I don't know why I need two handles on my screen. You know, I cannot, pick it up. All right.
When you drive it a little bit and add a little bit of the analog noise to it,
Who wants to add analog noise? Who? That's the thing I hate the most of all analog gear is noise. And I'm running a Neumann console. It's got a noise floor which is lower than than a converter can sample. But still, a tape machine or something, I hate the noise. Let me test this thing out on a snare drum. I like to test reverbs with a snare because a snare is a short transient with a lot of information because it's some kind of noise. Let's first listen to the snare a bit before we go in depth with the reverb. So it's just a snare pattern. It's a real snare played by a drummer. So let's enable it and let's listen to what comes out of it, directly. I've got dry wet set to 100% because we are running through a bus. So that's plate A, plate B. How do I turn? Oh, whoa. Really, user interface design is a big problem with these guys. This is how I move with my mouse, but because I want to go from A to B, so I want to move that side, but I think I need to move up. No, it's not up. Is it side? Yeah, it's sideways, but plate B. Much shorter also. That's interesting because I didn't touch the damper. Okay. C. And D. Okay, so cool. So let's start with A and let's see what the other buttons do. What is this? Analog. Yeah, of course I want analog. 100% analog. Do you guys hear a difference? Or do I need to drive? I don't hear a difference with that analog button. What I want to find out right now is what the differences are between that analog button, because I think that analog button is snake oil and there's only one way to find out, and that's printing. So printing one version with and one version without the analog button can be a bit of a risk because I don't know if this is a linear or non-linear reverb. So right now I've got one out of phase and one in phase and we hear nothing. So we can hear differences with that analog setting thingy. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is recording the same thing but with the analog button turned all the way up, so we can hear what the difference is in waves, their terms between analog and non-analog. So let's record this. Okay, so let's mute everything. And we've got complete silence. So that button, so this button is pure snake oil. Okay, so this is without the phase. So we got them both, and now I've got one out of phase, so we can only hear what the difference is, and the output signal is 0. This means that this button over here in the whole plugin is doing absolutely nothing. Right now I'm at a point that I don't give a shit anymore about how it sounds, because if a manufacturer wants me to believe that there's a difference by just turning a button that does nothing, I don't take them serious anymore. And actually in such a big way that I'm going to delete right now from my Pro Tools setup every Waves plugin that's on there. And I'm also going to delete them on my MacBook, because this is complete bullshit. Why should you make a button that does nothing? Why? Explain, please, Waves or other guys. Explain why there is a button in your plugin that doesn't anything at all. Okay, so let's get back to the reverb for the guys that still want to use them. I think it's a usable reverb, but I'm not really sure if it's comparable to a real EMT plate reverb plugin. So yeah, it's a usable reverb, but if you want a good reverb, I think there are more reverbs on the market that have a better user interface than this one has. Of course, it's really nice to have a picture of something vintage on your screen, and it looks cool and it looks groovy and you know, vintage and sound. If you are working in a professional way, we all know that time is a valuable thing. When you lose time by fooling around with, for instance, the plate selector button, you know, you can spend the time better on other things. So choose a reverb plugin or choose your plugins on the user interface and of course on the sound. And the sound this thing is producing, I think you can easily make it with a fab filter or a isotope. Or does isotope make reverbs, by the way? So yeah, that's my conclusion. Is this plugin snake oil? I think it is completely just and only because of the fact they've put a button in there that doesn't do shit. That being said, I want to thank you all for watching. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments below or give a thumbs up. If you hated this video, give a double thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I've made a button over here which does work to subscribe to my channel, and I've linked other videos over here, so check them out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.